Welcome back everyone, Marcelo is my name. I am the niche fragrance collector. I love all things niche perfumery. This amazing young man next to me, handsome I would say, is
Correct.
the aromatic kid.
Yep, it's Josh.
I like that he interjected, correct. That is correct, yes, a handsome tick. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about all things Creed. I am a big Creed fanboy. I'm self-confessed. Sometimes I feel like I have to defend my position. I'm like, no, but I like Creeds. And people are like, no, but Creeds. I like Creeds. I actually think that the Creed fragrances are absolutely awesome. I think that their lineup is, if you're new to niche, this is an awesome place to begin your niche journey. These are unique, these are evolving. Where the fragrance starts, where it evolves to, two different places. It's a non-linear fragrance, they're complex, they work well in winter, they work well in summer, but they're not cheap. And I think this is probably a lot of the, I guess sometimes the drama. They're not cheap fragrances.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or they're not like what they're worth.
What do you mean?
Because I know there's a big controversy of like, you know, is it worth $500 or is the smell really worth $300 or whatever. But I think, to be honest, I think it is a very welcoming fragrance to get into when you're a niche. Actually,
I do like what you're saying because you're right. It is an investment. To buy a Creed, you're looking, I mean, in Australian dollars, you're looking about $450. So they're not cheap. They're not cheap. So Josh is my nephew. So this is the connection between the two of us. He's a perfume lover as much as I am. The difference is that he's a young man with limited budget.
Yeah.
I started to show him my various fragrances, and it's the Creeds that he resonated with the most and the quickest.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And I've shown him Clive Christians. I've shown you like the Nasomato.
We're doing
Penhaligans, but it's the Creeds that really pop for you. And I'm going to say that the Creeds have...
And that's before I knew any history about Creed or anything really. Right. That was just from blind smells of Creed, to be honest.
So these are really, in my opinion, Creeds is a great place to commence your journey. If you are new to niche, this is a great place to begin with the Creed lineup. If you are a collector, you like your fragrances, Creed have an awesome range of fragrances that are super appealing. They ensnare you with their fragrance. I mean, they're really well-crafted fragrances.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about Josh's 6 favorite
that are not in my collection.
What you want, what you need, gotta take all you get, my love, cause you know it don't come for free. Hey, yeah, what you want, gotta get what you need, gotta take all you get, my love, cause you know it don't.
Today, Josh is going to pick 6. I'm going to put you on the spot because I asked him literally like 2 minutes before we hit roll camera. And I even interrupt. He was like, oh, I think I like this on thing. And I said, no, let's do it live and see where you're at.
This is just the 6 I would like to add in my collection. And by the way, this is just like the ones I think would be nice. You know, you guys probably think differently. And I hope, I want to see in your comments which ones you would have picked.
Right.
And, hopefully you get to, get your own ones and try it for yourself. But for me, I'll start with, I think, Santel.
In 6th position is Santel.
It's taken in 6th position at the moment. Original Santel, I don't know, just really, when I first smelt it, it left an impression on me.
We're going to do a lot of fragrances, so I love Santel.
Santel is an awesome smell. I think it gives that warm feeling. It's a great perfume that I think for winter. It's for me, it's between, a moderate to high, presence. But I think it's an awesome smell. It lasts a long time. Two sprays would last you 4 hours, 6 hours.
This man has amazing perfume skin because he'll spray 2. I need to spray 3 to 4.
No, I gotta admit, my skin's actually pretty good perfume skin.
That's what I'm saying. You've got really good perfume skin. He sprays twice and he's getting like 5 hours. I gotta spray 3 to 4 times for it to create a bit more sort of a bloom on me. Original Santel for me is the confident man. This is the man who doesn't have to say anything. Just he exudes confidence. There's, he knows who he is.
Yeah.
And so there's no particular note that pops more, that's making a statement or anything like that.
This is the Brad Pitt smell.
This is the Brad Pitt smell. Absolutely. This is, just super cool.
The next one I really liked, Royal Oud. I think, for me personally, I'm not really into oud smells, but I think the Creed did a great job of making an oud smell that's easy for everyone to smell, I think. I think it's really hard for you to hate on this oud smell. Unless you're really into oud and there's some real nice ouds. But I really like this one.
I'm going to challenge that this is not a classic oud fragrance.
It probably isn't. That's probably why I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is not one of those, it's not really an oud heavy sort of barnyard. This is cedar wood, this is fresh, this is forest. This one here is a well put together man, really well dressed, looking sharp.
Yeah, this really complements, it's a nice suit. Going to a big meeting, it really complements those situations. But it also, for me, it's not too heavy. It's very light, which I really like.
Yeah. Do you see it as a winter or a summer fragrance, or both?
It's kind of a mid between both, to be honest. Like, it's got a bit of heaviness, which gives it that kind of, but it's also got that lightness, like I was talking about. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's in between, which kind of makes it suitable for both, really.
I find that the opening is super fresh, very inviting, and then it does settle into the more woodier components of it. But not a heavy wood. It's
not heavy at all.
Yeah, it still stays fresh. There is a lightness to it. I think it plays a lot on the cedar wood. It does have wood in it.
I think it's a good step though towards the oud fragrances. Right. And beginning to like them. If you haven't really introduced any oud fragrances yet, if you're not willing to go a bit too far into the heavy ones yet, I think it's an awesome smell.
I agree.
I think for the next one, I think I got to add the Aventus Cologne.
We recently reviewed this one last week. I am a big fan of Aventus Cologne. So I love Aventus. I think every man does. But Aventus Cologne has my heart. This is rock and roll, baby. This is just glorious fragrance. Why do you like it?
Obviously, it's got the same DNA as Aventus, which is already like top tier Creed perfume. So you can't hate on the smell at all. But it has a different version of that Aventus smell what we're used to. It gives that more of that lighter, fresh opening.
Right.
And like we were talking about before in the last episode, if you haven't seen, Aventus really seems more of a winter perfume. And so I think Aventus Cologne's done a great job in bringing that summer elements to that perfume.
It's funny, I never would have felt that Aventus was not a summer fragrance,
Yeah.
I would have categorized it as a summer, but the moment that I smelled Aventus Cologne, I'm like, this is the summer version.
Yeah, it is.
This is summer in a bottle,
Yeah, it's got that great citrus smell also if you're into that. But yeah, awesome smell.
All right, so that's so number 3 now.
So Himalaya, that's my next one.
Yeah, Himalaya's rockstar. Why do you like this one?
I don't know, it's like what I said about Original Santel. This left an impression on me straight away. I can't pinpoint the exact reason. It's got that nice chill kind of smell, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's an awesome summer fragrance.
Yep.
Because it brings that chill elements to those hot times. I don't see it as a beach fragrance or anything, but I think just during this outdoors in summer, it's awesome.
It's interesting. I find that the women are drawn to Himalaya. They actually pick up on Himalaya. It's a bit of a hidden gem. Not many people talk about Himalaya.
No, I definitely
They
think
talk
it's a
about
hidden
these
gem.
others.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy here doesn't get enough airplay, but it's a really spectacular fragrance.
Yeah, I really like this one.
In number 2, pressure's on, baby. Like I said, prior to starting, I literally stopped. Josh was organizing them. I'm like, no, let's do this live.
I think I like Millicine, Imperial.
We're at the pointy end. This is your number 2 pick.
I just think this is awesome, like, I don't know why, but for me, kind of reminds me of like George Clooney or something like that.
Right, yeah.
That kind of smell. It's like a smell that, brings masculinity, makes you like that self-confidence. It's a perfume that stands out a lot.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if it's kind of similar. I like perfumes that kind of stand out and kind of like bring a presence, make everyone aware of you.
So Josh is a big fan of Green Irish. So if you had to choose between Green Irish and Aventus, Josh would be reaching for Green Irish constantly. And I think that from what you're saying, that Millicine Imperial falls in that category. It's a statement maker, You can feel. I think that there is an ambergris that musky sea salt tone in this particular fragrance, and it does create presence. It has this wonderful statement maker. The dry down for me on Millicine is just beautiful, just beautiful. Aquatic, sea salt, sea spray. it takes you to a place. A millésime takes you to a place.
It's like I'm part of the yacht club.
Yeah, right. But and I'm going to say it is that ambergris or ambergris note that's in there that is just so, it's realistic. It's a beautiful sea salt aquaticness about it. Just glorious. So what's your number one? I'm curious to know now. I'm like,
I think we're gonna go with original vetiver. And by the way, these are not all in order, but these are the 6 ones I'll be taking to my collection.
you ain't touching my stuff. You're not taking none of these. You buy your own, man. So you like original vetiver? Oh, no, but not in order.
These are in order. No.
I thought this was your number one.
No, I can't. To be honest, it's too hard for me to pick number one.
Right. But this is your. I'd be curious to know what it is.
All right. Do you know my number one?
Yeah.
So my number one. This is hard, kid. My top 3.
Yeah. Okay. Give me your top 3.
If I had to remove, these are my top 3.
Whoa.
These 3 are my top 3.
Right.
And this is where it gets hard for me to pick which one's my top.
Right. Well, actually, before we jump the gun a bit, why do you like original vetiver so much? I mean, what is it about?
Yeah, so I really like that evergreen kind of smell. It's kind of different to all these other ones. It's got that nice grassy, mountain forest. It's more forest, sorry. That fern forest smell, which I really like. It's kind of hard to describe like what time of day or what season you wear. It's kind of one you can wear throughout all seasons.
Right.
It's very universal, I guess.
I find it very masculine too.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a really wonderful masculine fragrance. It has a very strong lemon ginger sort of bursting through pop at the start. This is a freshness, like you stepped out of the shower.
It's a natural fresh smell.
Yeah, like you stepped out of the shower, clean skin, this sort of stuff. Original vetiver really falls into that category.
It reminds me of that early morning, you've just been camping and wake up early in the morning.
Right.
It's got that nice fresh smell.
Right.
That's what it reminds me of.
All right, so now back to this. This is your top 3 lineup.
Yeah.
In that order, 1, 2, 3, or do you want to?
I think we'll go, this is how it would be. 1, 2, 3.
There it is.
That's my
So there you have it, everyone. This was a wonderful exercise with young Josh. As I mentioned, I gave Josh an opportunity to test drive each one of these. So you had a chance to experience them in your daily life and what resonates. If you do like the Creed lineup, Libertine Parfumery are supporting my channel. The code is NFC and they will provide you with a gift with purchase valued at $120, which is basically samples from their different collections. So there you have it. This is actually Josh's lineup in its proper order from 1 all the way to 6. I should do a top 5, I think.
I think you should. We would like to see your top 5.
Actually, one that we didn't talk about was Bois de Portugal. And it's one of those, this is also just like a rock star fragrance, but we ran out of time. Thank you, Josh. I really enjoyed
I really enjoyed this. It's been awesome looking through the Creed lineups. So this is a young guy's top 6, as you can see. Feel free to put down the ones you like and put your top 6 in there. I would love to see which ones you said.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.